Hello, everyone. It's Bob McCraney with This Month in Realty, and today I'm super happy to have Jamie Harnish back. Jamie is with Bosley Real Estate in the Toronto market. Jamie, tell us about the market in Toronto and how it's doing.
Hi, Bob. Thanks for having me back. Appreciate it very much. The Toronto market, we're starting to see a bit of a shift. We had a huge flurry of activity in January, February, early March. I think what we're seeing now is that prices have peaked in February, March, probably March. If you look at depending on the type of property what type of property that you look at, and we're starting to come back down. Prices have retraced. That's a word that I saw somebody use the other day, and I kind of liked it. Prices have retraced about 3.5% from last month. That being said, we're still up 15% overall year over year. So when you look at our prices in April of 2022, going back to April of 2021, 15% is significant in terms of price growth. So, our prices starting to slip? I would say yes. It's hard to know how long prices are going to slip for. We're kind of working our way through the spring, which normally would be a quite busy time. Moving into the summer is normally a slow time. So the summer kind of slow period combined with the slowness that's starting to creep in now may mean that we may see a very kind of slow extended period. And then, what will happen in the fall, I think, will depend a lot on what happens with interest rates.
Which is a great segue here. So let's talk about Canadian interest rates, because you've got different things going on up there than we have down here in the U.S. How are the interest rates in Canada impacting your buyers and sellers?
Yeah, so we had an interest rate increase, the biggest one that Canada has seen in about 20 years on April 13th, 0.5%. We have another interest rate announcement coming up on June 1st and another one on July 15th. There's some speculation that the June 1st announcement will be another 0.5% increase. So that's a full percent within a very short period of time. If people are buying and they don't have anything to sell, then I think the way that they are being impacted, one, obviously, is they need to take a look at what their carrying costs are going to be, where their pre-approval kind of timelines are. They need to look at that and maybe be very serious about looking if their pre-approval is ending somewhat soon in order to avoid increased mortgage payments with a new pre-approval afterwards. If someone is buying but they have something to sell and they would need to sell it, I think it would be a good time for them to take a look at whether it makes sense to buy first or to sell first. In our market in February, January last year, I think it was almost a no-brainer that you would buy first and then you would sell, because the buy was the really hard part and the sell was much, much easier. We're now maybe entering into a time in the market where you would want to take a good hard look at the best case scenarios and worst case scenarios of buying first and then selling, or selling first and then buying, and making a determination for yourself, your family, your circumstances, financial and otherwise, what would make the most sense for you. Because there are some pretty serious consequences, certainly for buying first and then selling. There are some other consequences that may not necessarily be as serious financially if someone were to sell and then buy, but everybody has to make a choice that's right for them.
Okay, that makes perfect sense. What's going on with the resale market versus the rental market up there?
Yeah, so I won't kind of belabor the point too much. The resale market, we're starting to see a shift and maybe the beginnings of a bit of a downward slide. But interestingly enough, the rental market is on the rise again. So towards the end part of COVID, and I would say the beginning of 2021, rental rates really took a big hit, like double-digit kind of price declines in our rental. In the rental space, and that is starting to come back again. We are now basically at pre-COVID rental, like average rents for all property types. So it's interesting that we're seeing this kind of decline in the resale market, but an increase in the rental market. We are experiencing a large amount of immigration. We have a lot of new people moving to Canada. A lot of those people come to the GTA, the Greater Toronto Area, and Toronto itself as well. So that has to be fueling part of it. We're also seeing a lot of people come back to the city after having been gone for almost 2 years. The return to the office is starting to happen. So all of that is fueling price growth in the rental market, and that's kind of what we're seeing currently.
It's going to be interesting to watch that trend over the next 6 months to a year
Agreed.
and see how that continues.
Yep.
So, Jamie, how would somebody reach you?
Yeah, I mean, if they're seeing this video, you know, make a comment or send a DM on kind of whatever platform. But if you wanted to reach out through email, it's jharnish@bosleyrealestate.com. 416-428-8892 is my cell phone. Or you just Google me, find my website, contact me through that. I mean, I'm a very easy
I'll
person.
put everything below for everybody.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Great. So come back next time.
Please.
Tune in next month to hear more from Jamie and other real estate experts around Canada and the United States. Take care.
Thanks, Bob.